Twitter has now officially allowed adult content.
I saw this story and I'm like, this is a good one for Dave.
This is good, but I also think there's a way in which this is like a bit of a desperate ploy from Elon to get more users on the site.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea that people who are engaged in online sex work are like sort of at the behest and at the mercy of Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. Elon is asking for a pay package that is worth $56 billion. And
he's trying to claim that he got it because of performance, but how do you perform something worth $56 billion, right? He needs to pay off the Saudis, right? Or he's going to end up, well, I'm not going to say that.
As we say about Russians, his airplane's going to fall out the window. You shouldn't need a financial advisor to tell you not to pay one man $56 billion. I don't feel bad for like the big fish, but I do feel bad for like some of the people who like invested in Tesla who are like managing like pensions for schools or public employees or whatever, because it did seem like a good investment. And if those have gone down, that sucks. For once, I think I'm going to have going to say something good about Twitter/X or whatever. But before that, I should introduce myself. I'm producer Dave. As you would imagine from the name, I am the co-producer of this show and the producer of 900 other shows at Echoplex Media. You can find all about it at echoplexmedia.com. Follow us on Twitch and follow us on Twitch, I suppose. Up first, Twitter has now officially allowed adult content. I got this story from The Verge, which is where I get a lot of my stuff. I like The Verge. So it is now allowed to share consensually produced and distributed adult nudity or sexual behavior on Twitter. It's not allowed in your profile picture or on your banner. That's perfectly fine, if you ask me. In the past, it wasn't explicitly banned, but there was no language explicitly allowing it on Twitter. Many NSFW content creators sort of made Twitter their main public home, sort of, for a long time, because they could at least post suggestive stuff and not get nicked for it. Those who regularly post NSFW content will have to adjust some settings in Twitter and mark media posts as sensitive. And Twitter is hiding the likes on profiles and who liked posts. And I think they're doing that because they don't want people to get caught out for liking pornography. What do you think here, Matt?
I saw this story and I'm like, this is a good one for Dave. But actually I saw this story and I immediately went on to Twitter and yep, it's already available.
It's been available the whole time. I see other people like on Twitch scrolling through their Twitter. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But maybe they don't follow any sex workers or NSFW content creators.
True. Yeah.
And I don't specifically follow those people, but some of the people who talk like politics and the politics of sex and sex work are also themselves sex workers and create NSFW content. And I'm not going to not follow them if I'm interested in what they have to say about sex work and, online pornography. And so, sometimes that stuff does pop up in my feed. It's funny, actually. I think it was like 6 months ago before the show, the media wench popped in a little bit early and I was scrolling and she's like, whoa, what's that? And then she was like, she's like, go back. I have a scientific curiosity about that. Go back. What was that? But I mean, this is good, but I also think there's a way in which this is like a bit of a desperate ploy from Elon to get more users on the site.
One of the comments I saw was somebody saying, well, Elon trying to get more people to sign up for the Twitter Blue or whatever it is.
Right.
And pay for Twitter.
And I mean, that's fine. And one of the things, if you remember, like Block the Blue, when everybody was trying to block people who were paying for it, like one of the people I follow was like, hey, don't do this, because a lot of us sex workers have to use this verified system so that our posts do in fact get seen by the people who might pay us for our services. Right. So she's like, if you want to block some jerk, go ahead, but make sure they're just some jerk before you block them and not an innocent sex worker who you have no business blocking. So
I mean, there's many other, legitimate people who have blue check marks for their business, right? I keep hearing, I follow a lot of business people and they're like, if you're on Twitter and you're trying to sell your stuff, like you have to get a blue check mark. Like you cannot go on there and just be a regular user, unpaid user. You're not going to get the reach.
Right. Yeah. I haven't had, like, since since Twitter Blue rolled out, my engagement and post reach according to their metrics is tanked. I never had a lot of, I mean, I don't have a big Twitter account or anything, but sometimes something I'd say would, people would, maybe somebody popular would retweet it or whatever, because there are, a couple million or more accounts that follow me. And yeah, that just doesn't seem to be happening anymore. My post reach is down, just all the metrics are down, but I'm not paying for Twitter. Ideologically, I will not do it. And, I mean, I do I still am able to make like merch sales that happen because of Twitter. I mean, it's maybe people who were inclined maybe to pick up some of the merch anyway and just saw something on a picture and it was like a nudge in a direction they were already headed. I don't think I've reached anybody brand new, right? Like that. I don't think I've reached anybody brand new, especially when you look at the metrics. I don't think I'm reaching the people that follow me. Or even the people that really want to see my posts probably aren't. I guess it's good. This is good. I don't think a lot of kids use Twitter. So this is fine. I wish actually Twitter would have had something more clear on this before. I also wish that somebody else had done this. Not that it wasn't Twitter. I just wish that someone else had done this, because I don't like the idea that people who are engaged in online sex work are like sort of at the behest and at the mercy of Elon Musk, because I don't think that he terribly concerned for their safety or well-being. I think that this move was very likely to get more people onto Twitter.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. And I mean, basically, like you said, it's kind of a good thing for Twitter, but maybe for bad reasons, I guess you could say. Right.
And it's fine. Whatever these, there's not a lot of other places. Before it was Tumblr, but Tumblr doesn't allow it anymore. Instagram doesn't allow it. And for people to find your, sites like OnlyFans or ChatterBait or Cam4, for people to find you on there, like discovery on those sites isn't great. So you need to be able to be out there in the regular social media world, sort of promoting yourself. And you have to do it kind of on the sneak, like on Facebook and Meta, right? Like you have to be like, oh, link in bio, but then the link has to be to like, a link tree or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like you have to sort of bury like your OnlyFans, like at the bottom of your link tree or something,
Yeah. I will take this moment to plug Mastodon, but you have to be careful on Mastodon because some since there's different servers running it, you have to find a server that allows that sort of thing, and not all of them do. And some of them will block servers that do so. But that's an alternative, although more complicated and not nearly as much reach there.
I'll let you know that according to the terms that I've read, sex workers are welcome on Port 87 Social, and nudity is allowed. So
good to know.
Anyway, I got another one. This one's of course it's Elon versus shareholders, because of course it's Elon versus shareholders. This also comes from The Verge because I was lazy this week. Elon is asking for a pay package that is worth $56 billion. It's absurd. I can't even imagine. Like, that's just, I think he's just trying to pay off Twitter. A judge voided this same pay package earlier, saying that the approval process was deeply flawed. On June 13th, there's another shareholder vote. True to form, Elon is lashing out at people who say the amount is too high. He's offering factory tours for whales who vote yes. And he's claiming that the people who are against this and are shareholders are breaking some kind of oath, which is a little bit weird. Several proxy advisory firms have recommended that their shareholders vote no for reasons that should be obvious. And this is sort of a referendum on Musk as demand for EVs is down. Oh, and the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
56 billion.
Yeah. I want to point out, I don't think the demand for EVs are down, may not be at all, but definitely not as much as people are claiming, but that's beside the point. But yeah, so he, from what I remember, and I don't think we actually covered this previously, but Elon Musk, I think he just went to the board of directors to get his first pay package. And that was the one that was denied by the judge. Because he just went to the board of directors, and the board of directors are all his friends, basically, right? People he knows closely. So they're like, sure, we'll give you this big pay package. And he's trying to claim that he got it because of performance, but how do you perform something worth $56 billion, right? It's just totally absurd.
My guess is that this is an amount of money that he needs, like a specific amount of money that he needs for something.
He needs to pay off the Saudis, right? Or he's going to end up... Well, I'm not going to say that.
As we say about Russians, his airplane's going to fall out the window.
Yeah, exactly.
And any other number of things. Yeah, he might get. They may be sharpening the knives over there, right?
Yeah.
This is like an oddly like I don't understand. This is like $56 billion. Why can't he just make $56 million like a regular rich person?
Right. Yeah. What's wrong with that? But I think it's, I mean, obviously his ego is all entwined with this. And I think on top of that, because he got denied this other payout, now he's like, oh, well, I have to have it. I deserve it, BS.
Yeah. And he's been very angry at some of these advisory firms that are telling the shareholders to vote no on this. But like you shouldn't need a financial advisor to tell you not to pay one man $56 billion.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially a man who came up with the Cybertruck.
Right. Like
or at least allowed it to be released.
Right. I think he drew it himself.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this will be epic. Yeah, I mean, we talk about other like high salaries. This is maybe not analogous, right? But we talk about like athletes, right? And when you get numbers like $56 million, right? But then that number is like for a 5 or 10 year contract. And this guy's just like, hey, I just want this pay package just right now.
Yeah.
Just right
all
now.
at once. I think that's also tied to, isn't Musk getting, I don't know if he's getting sued by somebody or by, or the FTC or somebody similar SEC's gone after him, but for selling like $7 billion of Tesla stock right before an announcement. I think it was back in like 2022 when the stock tanked because of bad performance.
Yeah. I forget. I think it was like 7 billion. It was they were saying insider trading is what people were saying. Yeah. And I mean he owns the company, so that's inside. You're not supposed to do that, but I think people do that all the time. But I don't think they do it to the tune of $7 billion.
No. There's supposed to be a lot of limits on how even, the top executives can sell their shares, but I don't know how he's even capable of doing that. Like, why didn't they block it? But somehow he did it. Kind of unrelated, except I think he's, again, it's just all his ego is tied up in this. So
I hope they vote no. I don't, at this point, like Tesla stock is down quite a bit from where it was.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of people are saying buy. I'm not in that industry, but like, I don't feel bad for like the big fish, but I do feel bad for like some of the people who like invested in Tesla who are like managing like pensions for schools or public employees or whatever, because it did seem like a good investment. And if those have gone down, that sucks. And those are going to be the people voting against this, right? These kind of like legacy institutional investors are all going to be voting no on this and telling other people to vote no on this. And I don't know how this all works, but I think if this goes through, I can't imagine the market like responding in a favorable way to this. This seems like a very dumb thing.
Yeah.
I know the company's supposed to be worth trillions of dollars or whatever, but is it supposed to?
Is it $1 trillion company? I didn't think it was $1 trillion company.
Well, in that case, that's even something. Wait, if it's not,
I didn't look it up, but like if it's $1 trillion company, then they're giving Elon Musk, 5%, which seems insanely high.
Right. That's a lot. That's 1/20th of the company.
Yeah. And I think it's not $1 trillion company. I think it's hundreds of billions, but not $1 trillion company.
This is just a stupid number. He should have just said 420 billion. Or like closer, he should have said 69 billion because that's the sex number.
Right. Yeah. And it's very funny.
Right. It's very funny. Very funny. This like I can't. I mean, the board's going to vote yes, because that's because they're sycophants. But I think I think the shareholders now get to vote on this, and I can't imagine like who votes yes on this.
I don't know. There's some people who really love Elon Musk and will do whatever he says, but even if it's against their best interests.
Whatever. I mean, I guess in a way, I hope they vote yes, and then the stock tanks, and then he's really unhappy because maybe he got this 56 billion in cash, but now he like his net worth went down by like 5 times that. I mean, it's still one of them good problems, I suppose, because now you have $56 billion in like that is liquid that you can use to pay off the Saudis so that they don't.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and I'm just speculating here. I think he maybe really wants this so he can pay off the debt related to purchasing Twitter.
Yeah.
So he can get rid of those people or make a giant payment on it to get some of those, some of the less savory individuals and less savory than him in some cases, like off of his back.
Yeah.
What a shit show. This, never good news here on How the Tech Are You. Thanks for checking out How the Tech Are You. This is a mostly weekly YouTube show that also gets released as a podcast eventually. You can find out more about us at echoplexmedia.com, and there should be videos here. Have a great tech and week.